Welcome to Board Shop, new surfboard review time. Today it's the Lost Surfboards 96 Kingfish. I'm calling it the Kingfish from now on. So, Biolos' latest creation, based on the round nose fish 96 obviously, which has been the best selling shorter hybridy fishy type board for the last few years, massively successful, mainly because it's so accessible to so many people. It's got such a big wave range. So when you want to cash in on a really successful board, what do? Make a mid-length of it. Now sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it works. So you can see what he's done. It's got the look of the round nose fish, still got the pulled in nose, still got that pulled in swallow. But what he's managed to do is scale it up in a way that is functional and usable. Quite often, when you scale these boards up, they just don't work. They push water, don't paddle very well, or it's hard to get them on the rail. But the way you set up the concaves and the overall dimensions of the board, it really works. We've had one to try for the last few months at the end of the winter, and it's great fun. So what it does is it paddles kind of, like a longfish would do in those slow rolling waves when it's a bit bigger and you need paddle power to get you in early. That's exactly what it does. But the interesting thing is that we thought you'd have to have your foot right back here to get it turning, and actually that isn't the case. You can have your back foot just ahead of the fins. It's still got the 3 fins set up to be ridden mainly as a 2+1. So you can have your foot ahead of the fins and it'll still get on a rail and it'll still turn. And part of this is because he's kept it flat, your front foot, and then double as you come in, single and then double as you come into the fins. And there's this kind of, there's not a hip there, but it kind of feels like there's a pivot point with the fins. With a 2+1 setup will give you that pivot and turning, and that's definitely what it felt like when surfed. So if you're looking for a mid-length, but you want a forgiving ride with a high wave count, but you want that ability to turn and that kind of longfish feel, then the round nose fish 96 Kingfish, sorry, I said I'd call it the Kingfish. The Kingfish is a really good board to have a look at. Size-wise, 6'6" up to the usual mid-length dimensions up to 6 foot, 6'6", 6'8", 6'10", 7'0", etc. And the interesting thing as well about it is that when you get to those bigger sizes like the 7'0", 7'2", 7'4", where some boards don't scale up very well, this actually does. The tail and the nose rocker aren't too accelerated, so it keeps that flattish kind of feel and it keeps that speed generation that you want from the board, while still, as I said, having your foot just out of the fins, still make it turn. So I think in the mid-length category, where you want high wave count with a bit of performance, the round nose fish 96 Kingfish is a really good board to have a look at, especially if you like that twin fin feel and you surf a fish as a regular everyday board. If you're looking on YouTube, please leave a comment below the video. Let us know what board you want us to compare the Kingfish to. We'll do a little video doing that comparison. And you can of course buy on 0% finance, order a custom, trade in an old board. Any questions at all, you know where we are, just drop us a line. Thanks for watching.